friend, welcome. I'm Jen. I'm a part-time online clothing reseller, which means I go to thrift stores, I buy used clothes, I list them on eBay and Poshmark, and I sell them hopefully for a profit. Today is Friday, July 19th, and the last 24 hours have been good, which is good. I needed that. I have 6 items that sold for a gross sales amount of $192.54. So if you stick around to the end, I will share my entire profit. There is something in here that sold for over $50. There's something that sold within 2 days. And I've got some, fails too. So it's a well-rounded what sold ship with me video. This is a bag. I have seen these everywhere, these like rubber totes. It seems like everyone has one. I found one at a thrift store, this one, and looked it up, and I thought it was gonna sell super fast because the sell-through rate was 50%. So when I say 50%, it looks like an even number of sold and listed because I calculate sell-through rate as the amount of sold divided by the amount of items sold and listed. So I thought it was gonna sell really fast, so I paid $6.30 for it, even though the average sell price was only $19.07. It didn't really sell as fast as I thought it was going to. I bought it like right at the beginning of summer. I was like, everyone has these. It's gonna go so fast. It did. So usually when I pay up for something, and $6.30 is kind of paying up in my opinion. It might not be for someone else. I want it to sell really fast or for a really big amount of money. And unfortunately that didn't really work out. I'm not really sure why, but it did sell for $18, so pretty close to the average. It did took, are you kidding me? It's just one of those days. Okay. It did take 2.5 months to sell, and my profit's at $8.10. And that's what I mean. Like, if I know, if I'm gonna pay $6.30, I don't mind it taking a while to sell if my profit's gonna be big. But if I'm not gonna have much of a profit, I want it to be a really quick flip. And I don't know, 2.5 months is not terrible, but it's not great either. So this sold on Poshmark for $18. I am shipping it on Poshmark, so I am using a priority mailing box, but I modified the box, which my understanding is that's totally fine to do. I just made it a little more wide and then a little more short so that the purse, the tote bag could fit in there. All right, so there are lots of videos around to kind of show you how to modify a priority box, but actually here, I'll just show you like this. So I had one like this. I knew it wasn't gonna fit in there, and so I just took it at the width that I needed and bent it here. And then I matched it up on the other side and bent it here. And then I cut here, 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 or on both sides to make the flaps, and then just tape it. And the way it worked out today, I didn't have any gaps, but sometimes there are gaps on the ends, and I just usually put like a little piece of cardboard or something. I don't know. I used to have to do this more often, but I haven't done this in a really long time. Mostly because I mostly sell clothes, so everything is pretty easy, just put in a polymailer, which we'll get to. All right, the next item is this lacrosse mom hat. It does say Judith March, which I know is a brand. I have a dress for sale in that brand, but I've had it for a long time and it's not sold at all. Yeah, there was no sell-through information about a lacrosse mom hat. I knew it just had to be a mom of a kid who plays lacrosse who's looking for a hat. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. I've had this for a long time, 11 months, but I did get it from the bins, the Goodwill outlet where you pay by the pound. And so I average my hats to be about $1 because they don't weigh very much. In reality, I probably pay less than $1 for them. But this sold for $16 on Poshmark. And so then my profit is $11.80. So this is a number 4 box that I get from USPS.com. Usually I ship my hats in a box from eBay that I get with my shipping supply coupon discount thing for having a store. And those boxes are 4 by 6 by 8. This is, let's see, 7 by 7 by 6. So it still fits, you know, bras, hats, belts. Actually belts, this feels a little too big for belts. I probably would do something a little smaller. But I try to use priority mailing boxes for Poshmark when I remember, because I forgot the last time and was really frustrated because they don't cost me any money. And while I do get, you know, my shipping supplies for free, or mostly free when I use the coupon, sometimes, you know, sometimes I have to pay a little extra, or sometimes I have to buy them off of Amazon, just depending. I'm looking at my pile. I forgot I also have a designer item in here. Don't get too excited. This, though, I'm excited about. So this is a maxi dress. Pretty. It is like sheer. Is it silk? I don't remember if it was silk or not. I kind of feel like it was. I'm trying to find the tag. You know what? I wanted to put this in a box too. Anyway, the brand is Calypso St. Barth, which apparently is a really high-end brand. When I did my comps to list it, I listed it at, oh yeah, it's 100% silk. I listed it at, man, it's really nice. It's a really nice dress. I listed it for $100. When I did my research today, it said the average sale price was $38.72. I didn't put silk in the search. I just did maxi dress. But get this, the sell-through rate is less than 1%. It was like 0.9 something, which I don't know. I don't know how it was that different from when I listed it, because I only listed it about 6 weeks ago. Anyway, I listed it for $100. Somebody sent me an offer for $70, and I was like, yes, please. You may have that for $70. That's great. I do not want to put it in there. Let's see. I kind of want to put it in a box, but it feels excessive to put it in a huge box. Okay. I'm going to put it in a smaller box, but I got to call. Okay. I actually think I'm going to put it in a poly mailer and then put it in the box, just because if it gets wet, I don't want it to get wet. Okay. So I have a bunch of boxes. I used to sell a lot of things in boxes, but I switched my shipping business policy around on eBay, and now almost everything sells Ground Advantage, so I don't use the UPS priority boxes very much anymore. So this is just a mailing box, and yeah, that's gonna fit pretty perfectly in there. With with Poshmark, you can ship in any priority box. It doesn't matter. It can be flat rate, it can be an envelope, it can be a box. It does not matter, which is great. Anyway, yeah, I used to use a lot of priority boxes because when it was, before it was Ground Advantage, and it was, man, I can't even remember what it was called. Flat rate. I don't know. Before it was Ground Advantage, you could only send things that were under a pound Ground Advantage. But now that it's Ground Advantage, you can send anything Ground Advantage, really. So now I changed my shipping policies. It's been a while to get my head on straight here. There's an option. So you have the option of choosing priority or Ground Advantage, and most people just choose Ground Advantage, so it makes it simple. But I tend to use the poly mailers, yeah, because, yeah. Anyway, okay, here's the designer item. Oh, fancy. It's not really that fancy. It's like a Christian Dior shirt. It has a lot of things wrong with it, like a lot. There's pulls on it, there's pills, there's stains, there's, I don't know, a lot of stuff wrong with it. The average sell price of Christian Dior is $31.74 and 29% sell-through rate. I had mine listed for $19.96 and expected to take a really low offer. Somebody offered me $19 last night and then retracted the offer and then bought it with my coupon. So I think that they realized that the coupon was actually going to be a better deal than the $19 offer. They paid a total of $23.12. It took 2.5 months to sell. I bought it for $1 at my favorite thrift store, and my profit is $13.22. It is vintage. I did have someone once ask me about the buttons, like if the buttons were branded, and they weren't. So it kind of made me wonder if they were going to use the buttons in as a project, because that would be cool and a creative way to do that. If you needed, you know, buttons for a shirt that had missing buttons or whatever, if they're branded buttons, that's a good way to do it for cheap. All right, this is something, oh, it's new. That's why. I was like, why did I pay so much for this? So I probably didn't comp it correctly, but that's okay. This is a dress jumper type thing. It is like tweed. It has a little bit of shimmer in it. The brand is Eloquy, and that's a brand that has sold really well for me in the past. This, like I said, is new, but I think I comped used Eloquy dresses. I did look up jumper, and that didn't really give me anything. This is actually a little bulky. I think I'm going to put it in a box too. The average sell price is $21.38 with an 11% sell-through rate. I don't know. I feel like I've had better success than 11%, including this. This was only listed for 5 months. I do all my comps on eBay, and this did sell on Poshmark. And I do know that sometimes the comps can vary from platform to platform. So, I mean, that's something just to take into consideration. I share the comps because I think that it's important to know, but I don't think that it's everything, you know? I think that there are, there are some things that, there are other factors involved. So this sold for $25 on Poshmark. I paid $8 for it, which is kind of like, ugh. I didn't realize it was new until just now. I mean, I'm sure I did when I listed it, but anyway, my profit's only $12, which is Again, not great for paying $8 for something. I'm not really sure what I was thinking there, but I did buy it. I go to Indianapolis about once a month. It's been a while. Well, no, I went in June. I just haven't gone in July, and I'm not going to in July. I go to Indianapolis about once a month to go to the bins, and because that's the closest one to me, and it closes at 6, and then I take the next few hours and I go to like Goodwills and Salvation Armies, and so I bought that there. I wish I could go to like smaller locally owned thrifts, but they're always closed too, so I just whatever is open. This sold so fast, and actually it didn't bother me when it sold, but then this morning I was looking the SKU number, and I had written where on it, and I had just set it to the side. I was gonna try it on and maybe wear it one time, and then it sold before I could even do that. So that's okay. I was only bummed for like 30 seconds, and that's all right. So anyway, this is a midi dress. Yeah. It is gray and white striped, and it is J. Jill Love Linen, which, if you don't know, has a fantastic sell-through rate. So, J. Jill Love Linen midi dress has an average sell price of $26.16, and then a 61% sell-through rate. Okay. Now, this is a plus size. It's a 1X, so if I add 1X to it, it adds about $5 to the average sell price for $31.48, and then it makes the sell-through rate 75%. So 61% is already fantastic, right? Some people might say that's more than a 50% or more than 100% sell-through rate. Well, 75%, oh my goodness, so good. So yeah, this took like 2 days to sell. I think even less than that. Less than 2 days to sell, we're gonna say that. I did pay $8 for it. My family and I had gone to the zoo Monday. We went on Monday. And I was like, guys, let's stop into a thrift store so I can write off my mileage. And this is what I found, and then I sold it. So that's fantastic. I did pay $8 for it, but unlike the Eloquii that took 5 months to sell and I only made a $12 profit, this took 2 days to sell and I made a $20 profit, $20.86. That is more of what I'm wanting when I'm paying $8 for a dress. So it, sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't, and that's okay. However, there was a huge difference in the sell-through rate. I probably should have looked up that sell-through rate with the Eloquii dress, and maybe I did. I don't recall for sure, but my profit for one day was $119.98. So super thrilled. Of course, I had some quick flips. I had, that's Calypso St. Barth dress that sold for $70, and I don't even think I told you what my profit was on it, but it was like 50 something. So yeah, some really good things today, and I'm super happy about it. All right, so strange question for you today. We have been having this debate in our family: is ice cream or popsicles better? So what would you pick? Are you team popsicle or are you team ice cream? I'm team ice cream all the way. My husband likes popsicles. My little kids are like, whatever, we don't care, just give us sugar. I don't remember what my teenagers said. I think they're kind of along the same lines of whatever, just give us sugar. But this is always a back and forth in our family when we go to get a treat. It's, are we going to get a box of popsicles or are we going to get a box of ice cream? Let me know, weigh in. What's your vote? Let me know. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I really enjoy being able to share my sales with you. Make sure you like the video if you did and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.